Welcome to each one of you who has taken time to be with us for this presentation or a journey through Chinmaya Vishwa Vidyapeeth, our very own university. I would now like to invite Professor Ajay Kapoor, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, to give you a glimpse of CVV and take us through this presentation. Before I hand over the stage to him, a very quick introduction about Ajay ji. Professor Ajay Kapoor is a highly accomplished academician. He has degrees from IIT BHU and Cambridge University. Ajay ji has authored 325 papers and reports and holds several patents in his name. He has numerous awards in research and is actually rated within the top 2% of researchers in the world in his subject area. Professor Kapoor has held senior leadership positions at Newcastle University, University of Sheffield, Leicester University in UK, and was the Pro-Vice Chancellor at Finbom University of Technology, Australia, before moving to CVV. He has been associated with CVV since inception in many roles and has been serving as a Vice Chancellor currently. Under his leadership, over the last few years, CVV has grown many folds, from moving to multiple campuses, multiple locations in Ernakulam, to becoming completely NEP aligned, to integrating the university with our very unique Chinmaya Vision program. You will know a lot more about our university during this presentation, so I will now invite Ajay ji to take over the stage. Thank you. Hari Om.
Hari Om, everyone. It's really, I feel very blessed to be here in front of you all, who are basically the people who have made this dream possible. So what I'm planning to do is to tell you that what is the foundational basis of the teaching, the education that we are carrying forward in the university. I got some of the senior leaders of the university with me, Professor Ashokan, Professor Sudhir Babu, Sunita Gandhi ji. I'll introduce them and they will also tell us what they are doing. They are helping me in taking this university forward. And then at the end, I will also give everybody an opportunity where if you have any suggestion for me, if you have any question for us, we will answer that. Please consider it as your university. Any suggestion that you have, I promise you that we will consider that seriously. Chances are we will implement it, include it. So coming back to that original dream, Puja Gurudev, we have heard in the last couple of days more and more about how Puja Gurudev helped the country to grow, change, and then set up all these very foundational education systems, spiritual systems, and everything else. His couple of quotes I absolutely like, and everything that he said is inspiration. These quotes I particularly find very good for me to guide me in guiding the university. The first one is that children are not vessels to be filled rather than lamps to be lit. Now, if it was just a vessel to be filled, Google would be doing our job. All the information that resided in books or in people's mind 1500 years back, 2000 years back, could only be remembered and then told. Nowadays, it is all on Google. So children could have easily learned from Google, but that is not the job of this university. That is not what we are here for. We have to light those lamps. And those lamps lighting is very important. As parents, we all know that we have to dig deep into the child and find out what the child is capable of. And then ignite that and make them achieve in that one. Next slide. Now, these are some of the shining Indian lamps. And this is because I don't have enough space on this slides, I picked up a couple of random ones, but I find them very, very good. First one we have been hearing about, Adi Shankaracharya, that what a wonderful lamp, which is still guiding us. Swami Chinmayananda, still guiding us. And then I am showing you a couple of people in different walks of life. In sports, in music, people have taken leadership. In tech world, in running large corporations, even running countries. So what I am noticing here is that they have Indian origins, they have that sort of Indian way of thinking, and they have been immensely successful. So we need to decode what that is and then put that into our students. The last slide I particularly like. You all know Rishi Sunak, Indian origin, very successful in his career, now very successful in politics, currently Prime Minister of UK, but a very proud Hindu. He is not ashamed of saying, I am a Hindu. He is very, very happy to run the country as well as run his life according to Hindu traditions. Now, that is something which we must imbibe in our students. Next one. Now, let us look at inspiration or for inspiration from Gurudev again. So, one thing is very clear, that we want to give children happiness. As parents, we want them to be happy. As gurus, we want them to be happy. So, what kind of happiness are we looking for? So, basically, body, mind, and intellect, they all have to be fed. Body has to be nourished, has to be strong. Mind has to be agile. Intellect has to be sharp. So, all that have to be imbibed so that the person is happy, and only a happy person can make the whole world happy. Now coming to what are those skills? But to me, skill is not a right word. In our Vidya, in our Sanskrit, we use the word Vidya. Vidya means knowledge as well as skill. But it goes one more step further. It says that you should know it as well as you should be able to practice it. So when we combine the two together, they have to be a master of what we call the Aparavidya, so that they are able to know the world. They are able to survive in the world. And we know India, not only today, last 5 or 10,000 years back, has been doing incredible amount of work in science, in astrology, in astronomy, in medicine, Sushruta, 2,700 years back, metallurgy, town planning, Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, 5,000 years back, underground sewage system, miles and miles of cities. So nothing new. Bharat has been doing it. That Indian way of thinking, Bharatiya way of thinking has been doing it. That has to be known. Other important thing that we also need to do is that Paravidya, knowing the self. That is very important. I'll dwell on that a little bit later also. Now, once a person is happy, then the Chinmaya mission's motto can be fulfilled. Maximum happiness to maximum people for maximum time. And I'll come to this again. A lot of thoughts which are driving the university are driven by this. Next slide. Now, one question comes to my mind and comes to many of us. In my early days, 3 years back, most questions that were coming to me as Vice Chancellor were related to this. That how much modern science, technology and should we teach? Or is it that if we are talking about Bharatiyata and Indian knowledge, it's all looking backwards, doing old things? Not really, not really. Puj Gurudev, when he was setting up the university, he did say, it is where East will meet West. So Western thinking, Eastern thinking, they'll be together. Past will meet present. So there is no problem, absolutely clear. Pandit will meet with public. Somebody who knows everything about some area should be able to converse with a lay person. And then technology will meet with tradition. Now, not only that, if you see this picture, and I particularly like this, Puj Gurdev, we know that in his early part, he was decently sansarik. And when he said that, look, I'll become a sannyasi, brahmachari, perfectly. But he had no problem in switching from one to the other. And I'm showing you a picture here that he is very comfortable going in a plane dressed up in perfectly Western clothes. And I don't think we should have any problem with that. We should be so confident in ourselves that Indian clothes perfectly fine, Western clothes perfectly fine. Now, he was asked a question also. There is a very famous book, Mananam, on page 420 you will find. He was asked about this question, that whether it was time to banish Western values and focus only on the Indian ones. And he said, no, no. Western values will have to live because we have to live in the Western world. Our country, if it is to become a really great nation, has to stand in line with the technological development which is Western. But India has got its own values, that cultural contact that we should not leave. That is what his suggestion to me is, and that is what I am following through in setting up this or running this university. Next one, please. Now, coming to the more Western way of looking at this, and let me bring this maximum happiness. I am taking a parent's child in my university, 18 years old. If I ask mother and father, what do you want that child to do to be happy? And I've done that. I talk to the parents quite a lot. The first answer is they want them to get a good job. They want them to have a good life, succeed. How do we do that? So let us look at that. We are now looking at one of the largest consulting companies in the world, McKinsey. McKinsey's report a few years back, where they said that if you want to get a job, what skills must you have? And then, not only that, everything is changing very rapidly. If you want to retain that job so that the child gets a job and is in that job even after 5 years or 10 years. So those are the skills. I'm not going to go into them, but the point that I want to bring out here is that cognitive is there. You have to see, take all the information, understand it, synthesize it, and are able to do some work with that, something with that knowledge. Then nowadays, 5,000 years back, chances are somebody is living in a small village, they don't cross that. So they have very similar culture, very well-known people, absolutely everything is very uniform. But nowadays, what is happening is that people are traveling thousands of miles. With that travel, we have to ensure that they know how to work with other people, how to work with other people, with other cultures, other religions, other way of thinking. That is what interpersonal skill is. Then digital. Everybody is using digital. I got digital. Everything is digital here. It's a digital screen also. Everything should be able to be run by the child. And then finally, self-leadership. Now, this is what McKinsey is saying. McKinsey's report, after talking to 25,000 medium-level managers all over the world. Now, what I want to say here is that many of you know, we have got 100+ schools. Some of the top schools in the country belong to Chinmaya Mission. And there is one thing common, Chinmaya Vision Program. What that does is to develop the child, number one, integrated, in an integrated way. Physical development, mental development, emotional development, spiritual development. Second thing is culture. They should be aware of the culture. Now, why is that important? That is important because if you don't know the culture, you don't have the confidence. I remember long time back when I was studying at Cambridge doing my PhD, 25 years old, we'll go to a conference and they will say, if you have to ask a question, identify yourself. I'll raise my hand, Ajay Kapoor, Cambridge University, pin drop silence. because people think if I'm coming from Cambridge, I'm very clever. If you think your culture is not very good, you will not have that confidence. Nobody in the world will have that confidence on you. So having confidence on yourself, pride on your culture is good. I'm not saying that we remain stuck with that old stuff, but that is the foundation on which we are building our country, we are building our nation, we are building our children and ourselves. So that is important. Very happy to say, last year I got it analyzed by my colleagues, 85% of what Puju Gurudev said so many years back, what we have been practicing for last 50 years, matches with this most modern report by one of the top consulting companies. So that is what gives me a lot of happiness, and we are on the right path. Now this is what we are doing. So this is trying to summarize virtually everything. Like nowadays, we need to give nearly, let's say, 60% to 70% domain-specific knowledge. So if I'm training an engineer, they need to know everything that is happening in the world. So globally benchmarked curricula, global practices of teaching, learning, pedagogy, technology that comes into the classroom has to be global, no way out, and we are doing it. And then international exposure, people from foreign countries coming and teaching our students, our faculty going to foreign countries and seeing how they are teaching there, our students going there, other students coming here, our staff. So that kind of mobility, that is very, very useful. Travel itself is a wonderful teacher, and this is what we are doing. So that the graduate, when he comes out or she comes out, is the best graduate globally that we can produce. The second thing is digital skills. When I was doing engineering, everything was drawn, and then came AutoCAD. Everything is drawn on a computer. Commerce, accounting packages, Tally is there, people use that. So that digital skill has gone into all the programs, and we are using that. Plus normal digital skills, being able to use a mobile phone, being able to run various meetings, run the live, it becomes very, very easy. Then sensitivity to different cultures, these are softer skills, gender, race, everything. That is also what we are doing. And then on top of that comes ethics. I ask many of my friends and colleagues that would you appoint the best accountant, but he or she is a little bit unethical? Answer is no. They may be the best accountant in the world, but if they are unethical, I don't want them. So that has to be the crown there. We are doing that. Values, Chinmaya values, their own personal values, as Swami ji was also explaining, what that dharma the person has brought into the world has to be aligned with that. Managing the self, life is stressful, has been stressful. How do you manage yourself in that? For that, we are having very, very high quality faculty. Couple of our senior leaders you will be meeting today, and then very safe, very modern campus. I'll show you some pictures, but then we have organized tours over the next 2 days. I very warmly welcome you all to come and see those facilities. And then other things also, like the international best practice, experiential learning through internships, interaction with industry leaders. And another thing which we are doing is that many times the child does not know what they are good at. So being able to determine that, look, you are good in this, and try this, maybe you are very good in that, and suddenly they find that that area is where they can blossom. So that kind of mentoring is also there, what we are doing. I'll stop here. I'll just show you a glimpse of the campus. We got a couple of videos which will show you much better picture of it. So the middle one is our Onakur campus. On the top left corner is our Warrior Road campus. If you want to walk for about 5 minutes, it's literally just across the street from here. We'll be very happy to show you. On the top right is our Pune campus, CNBG. And then bottom two pictures are our Valianad campus. I'll stop here, and then Sharath, if you can play the video one.
Education fulfills its true purpose when people are inspired to give back to the society and create a better world than the one they live in, to pass on to the next generation. This is true prosperity. The access to right kind of knowledge is the key to achieving that goal. This challenge was foreseen by a visionary saint, Swami Chinmayananda. CVV is a deemed to be university of de-novo category, an institution devoted to innovations in teaching and research in unique and emerging areas of knowledge. CVV provides world-class education built on Indian wisdom, bringing together Indian knowledge systems, IKS, and contemporary knowledge systems, CKS, in multiple ways. Through celebration of festivals and relevant experiential activities, an appreciation of Indian culture is brought about in a practical way.
If we talk about the university, it is situated away from the main city, that is Onakur. It is surrounded by hills and it provides a peaceful environment away from all distractions.
The first and foremost benefit of being a student of CVVIST that I feel is about the faculty and the learning experience that is provided. Apart from bookish knowledge, our faculty also encourages us for the overall skill development.
One of the major positives of this university has to be the caring and supportive faculty. Each and everyone, ranging from the HOS to other faculty, which include the physical education faculty, are always out there with a helping hand whenever needed. We are also provided with great lab facilities which has all the required equipment.
We are also provided with a wide range of career opportunities, such as coding events like hackathons, workshops, campus visits, and a lot more.
Hi, my name is Anupama James. I'm working as an assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science at Onakur campus. We have a curriculum developed in collaboration with the industry giants like TCS and IBM that makes our students industry ready. The interesting part is we provide hands-on experiences that prepare them for real-world challenges that through expert talks by professionals and industry visits to leading corporate companies. This approach transforms our students to know the updates and requirements of the industry by getting equipped with both theoretical knowledge and practical skills. Our aim is to shape the next generation industry leaders who can make India proud.
Those who can, do, and only those who know how can teach. This is what students pursue in the prestigious Integrated Teacher Education program in English and Mathematics. The campus grounds have completely changed in the last few months. Our academic block and our hostels are just an indication of how beautiful our campus is going to be with the right infrastructure spread over 80 acres of land. The new campus has also enabled a more enhanced educational experience where I can learn about things such as Indian Knowledge System or IKS, a subject that is very close to my heart. It reminded me of the grandeur of our civilization and our values that helped it become the oldest civilization in the world. These are the very same values that CVE was envisioned by Puja Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda.
With the Chinmaya Vision program, we offer a unique perspective to students so that they can become teachers who offer the students the required input and facilitate them to reach greater heights.
now like to introduce Professor Ashokan to you. Professor Ashokan. Professor Ashokan is our registrar, and Professor Ashokan, Professor Sudhir Babu, they are our senior leaders here. They help me in running the whole system. Professor Ashokan comes with a lot of experience, including being a Pro-Vice Chancellor at Kannur University. He is helping us greatly. What I've asked him to explain to us, to you all today, is that how we have aligned all our programs with National Education Policy 2020. So very large number of programs, nearly 300 plus courses have all been aligned with that. So over to you, Professor Ashokan.
Hari Om, good evening. I feel proud to stand before the august audience of Chinmaya Shankaram to announce that Chinmaya Vishwa Vidyapeeth is one of the few universities in the country implemented academic bank of credits for the benefit of students. We introduced academic bank of credits in the year 2018. Though our university started in the year 2017, admitting students, when UGC announced that universities has to introduce the possibility of digitalizing the credits secured by each students in their program, our team members at university started working on that. We implemented academic bank of credit in the year 2018, and in the year 2019, 2 students who have undergone Swami courses of UGC have been credited to the academic bank of these 2 students. Academic bank of credit is nothing but a digital depository of all the courses done by a student. Now, all the students undergoing program at CVV have been given a ABC ID. Before registering them for the first semester examination, an ABC ID will be granted, and we are also trying to incorporate all the degrees awarded from CVV till now under the digital depository system. Now, the advantage of this process is that we are moving to the implementation of NEP 2020. So, 2024 admission onwards, our degree programs are 4-year program, NEP compliant. So NEP compliant refers to making it possible for the students after 1 year to move from one university to any universities in the country. Similarly, any student who undergo any of the graduate program has a ability to join at CVV. So for this, whatever courses they have completed should be recorded in the digital depository, and that will be mapped. So we are proud to announce that CVV have completed the entire process of digital documentation. Now we are also proud to announce that we have complied all UGC regulations for implementing the 2020 NEP regulation. 2024 admission onwards, we will be implementing our degree programs. Currently, we are offering 4 degree programs, 5 master's programs, and we are going to announce another 3 degree programs, BCA, BBA, and BTech Cyber Technology. So all these programs will be made digital compliant, and credit will be made in the digital depository. So we as a university is always proud to say that any student who complete a program from CVV will be able to migrate from our university to any part of the universities in the country. Similarly, they can also move to here. Another point I would like to refer here is that we are following a system of replying back within a period of 12 hours if any reference regarding any of the graduates who completed program from this university is being referred by any of the universities, any of the employers across the world. So we are digitally compliant, our examination systems are perfectly well. My teachers are still working even today for the evaluation process, because we are at the ambitious plan of announcing all our final result before 31st May, so that all our students will be able to join for master's program any part of the university. So any other query any of the audience do have, I will be happy only to announce and clarify that. Hari Om, thank you.
Thank you, Professor Chokan. I'll show you another video, this time of our Pune campus.
To say Chinmayananda Bindu Gurukula is a family in itself is an understatement, because the love, the care that the staff and the teaching staff that shows towards the students is inexpressible. The atmosphere at the campus gives us an opportunity to collaborate with the students from other departments like Vocal and Basuri to enhance and enrich our knowledge by sharing with each other. Chinmayananda Bindu Gurukula follows the Gurukula system. The age-old tradition teaches us how to learn from Guru and understand how to learn the music. Speaking about the gurus at the campus, they are well-established performing artists who take out their precious time to become the guideposts for every student at the campus. The master's course offered at Chinmayananda Bindu Gurukula has a holistic approach towards learning. The curriculum at CNBG holds a very high standard that needs to be followed and practiced by each student of Indian classical music. The emphasis and importance that the campus gives to Indian knowledge system and Indian music is translated into the various camps held at the campus.
As you see, we use technology and we also use our traditional stuff, and we integrate it really well. Now, to tell you a little bit more about our focus on students, how they can go forward, and I generally take the view that the 4 things our child will do: get a job, go into higher education, start a new business or go into family business, or become a leader in sports and music and politics, anything they like. So those 4 things we cover, and now I like to welcome Professor Sudhir Babu. Sudhir Babu is another very capable senior leader. He has experience of running large engineering institutes for many years, and we are very lucky that he is with us now. He is the one who helped us set up our Institute of Science and Technology last year, but he is now looking after whole of the university, setting things up for everything. So over to you, Professor Sudhir Babu.
Hari Om. I feel truly privileged to stand before you, especially on this occasion of 108 years of Jayanti of Pujya Gurudev, and also the birthday of Bhagwan Sri Shankaracharya. I am truly privileged to stand at this dais. I will try to provide a brief about the education that we provide in our university. Though Professor Ashokan has already briefed you, we are offering a variety of programs right from undergraduate course to PhD level in commerce, management, psychology, linguistics, and Indian performing arts, engineering, and emerging technologies. Usually many parents will come and ask me, many visitors ask me, every university is offering these courses, what is your specialty? What is the specialty of Chinmaya University? I say, we offer the education with the right blend of contemporary knowledge systems and Indian knowledge systems. Perhaps that is the only reason, and perhaps our Chinmaya University is the only university in the country granted this status for this purpose. Now, our curriculum is mostly, as I told you, not only backed by contemporary knowledge systems and Indian knowledge systems, we impart the education mostly academic oriented, research oriented, and industry oriented. What is our focus? Our focus is on overall development of the students in academics, research, physical and mental health all together, so that we want to produce a perfect citizen who can serve strongly to this nation or to the humanity. Our concentration, as I told you, is mostly on research and industry-oriented education. We have very highly qualified and carefully picked faculty who are totally dedicated to the education and especially our Chinmaya culture. Let me say proudly, though we started engineering courses last year, 2023-24, we could achieve within few months a student branch of IEEE. I think you might be knowing what is IEEE, that is Institute of Electrical Electronics Engineering, the largest society in the world in technology and science. Few weeks back, when we have inaugurated this society branch in our university, the president and other dignitaries from the state of Kerala, the Kerala chapter, they came to inaugurate, and the president told me that usually the universities or institutions will get the branch after several years of existence. Perhaps this is the first time Chinmaya University got the branch from the Los Angeles within months of existence. I'm really proud for my students and faculty who have achieved this, and congratulate them. And along with that, we are also granted Women in Engineering chapter. That is another achievement from our side. And with this inspiration, our faculty and our students are working towards getting another prestigious branch for our university, that is Oceanographic Research branch. Let me tell you, there are only two branches, oceanographic research branches in India. One is in IIT Madras, one is in IIT Bombay. By God's grace, blessings of Gurudev, if we get that branch, this will be the third branch in India. And we want to name it as Kerala branch of Oceanographic Research. And another achievement, why I want to mention these things is because within a very short span, what are the achievements we got? The Kerala state government has sanctioned just 1 month back the Kerala Startup Mission Innovation and Entrepreneurship Development Center to our university. We are shortly going to inaugurate that center too in our university. And coming to the industry partnership, academic partnership, we are already tied up with TCS of Kerala State, TCS branch of Kerala State. We also have partnership with IBM, and we are trying for many other companies like NVIDIA and so on, technology companies. Let me tell you about the spirit and enthusiasm of my students, our students, university students. When we wanted to have an MOU with the IBM company, the IBM people said, to have eligibility, you should have at least 50 badges from your students. Your students should achieve 50 badges. Then we talked to students. Within 45 days, students got 80 badges. I really appreciate my students. And now we are making partnership with IBM company. And on research side of my faculty, I am really proud. In our university, our faculty, within a short span of 8 months, they could produce high quality research papers published in international journals, which are indexed in Scopus, Science Citation Index, Web of Science. They are in Google Scholar and ArcHit. And this is another great achievement from the faculty of Chinmaya University. Now another achievement is, recently we got sanction from Government of India for one of our faculty members to jointly work with National Oceanographic Research Center, Goa, to go to Norway, Polar Atlantic Research Center. India has our own research center in Norway, in Alisund, and one of our faculty, Professor Anupama, she is going in July to spend 1 month time to conduct research on migration of fish in Atlantic region using artificial intelligence and deep learning. That project we got. And inspired by these achievements, we are applying for many projects with Government of India and other agencies, industries. Now we have applied a project to develop Oceanographic Research Center in our own university with the help of either Government of India or industry. We have already made a proposal to this, mainly because Kerala is having a large coast. There is a tremendous scope for conducting marine research. So we want to start such research center in our university. And I am with an appeal to all here, with your support, in the coming years, we will come out with many more achievements. With your support, the blessings of Gurujis, Swamis, and all. I can assure you, lastly, I can assure you, with the permission of our Vice Chancellor Ji, that our students, once they are graduated from this university, will be armed to serve the society and humanity with the powerful weapon of Indian knowledge systems, which is transferred to us by ancestors, gurus, Swamijis. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Sudhir Babu. That's very good. I have one more video for you. This is now what we are telling you, but let us see what students feel about us. How are they benefiting? So, Sharat.
Hari Om. I am Swastika Suresh, a student of MSc Applied Psychology in CVV from Mumbai. After my graduation from Mumbai University, I was faced with this dilemma of choosing a college for my masters, and that is when I came across CVV, Chinmaya Vishwa Vidyapeeth, a unique university that focuses on the integration of IKS, the Indian knowledge systems, with the Western body of knowledge. I knew I had made the right choice when I landed in CVV, and I was welcomed warmly and soulfully by the teachers as well as the staff members. CVV has given me multiple opportunities to grow and develop both academically as well as non-academically. I have gained the subject knowledge as well as the practical skills required for my disciplines, and I have also presented research papers in front of academic stalwarts. CVV has also given me the chance to learn more about Carnatic music, and not only that, but also perform on various prestigious platforms. The financial aid that I received from CVV in the form of scholarship has made my journey with CVV easier. I owe an immense amount of debt to each and every member of the CVV family, including the teachers, the staff members and the donors, for their continuous faith in me and their never-ending support. CVV has helped me gain confidence in my vision and in achieving my dreams. I wish to pursue an MPhil in clinical psychology after my masters and make mental health facilities more accessible in our country and create awareness about mental well-being. My journey with CVV has taken me one step closer to my dream, and I promise to pay it forward by helping people unlock their full potential and find hope and humor even in the darkest moments of life. Thank you. Hari Om.
Now, this was a student funded by our donors, so let us thank our donors for making this happen for her. Very nice. Now, I'll take this opportunity and invite Professor Sunita Grandhi here. Professor Sunita Grandhi spent 30 years in US in very, very senior positions in some of the largest companies. She is a IIT Kanpur PhD. 2 years back, she decided to come back and help us. And Sunita ji is herself very, very knowledgeable about Indian knowledge systems. And she is also helping us in looking after students' wellness. So, Sunita ji, can you please tell us how you are looking after students and what else is happening?
Hari Om and pranams. I definitely deeply consider this as a great opportunity for me to serve at CVV, and I thank Pujya Swami Swarupananji for giving me this opportunity. It is with Gurudev's blessings that I'm here today. What I would like to state, as you can see throughout our presentation, that Indian knowledge systems is certainly the thread or the sutra, if you will, by which all our courses are aligned. And as Professor Ajay ji has requested me, what I would like to state before you is our own involvement of how Indic wisdom can be integrated into contemporary knowledge systems. Starting with our courses on Sanskrit, where we are offering BA, MA and PhD in Sanskrit and allied fields, we also are offering so many different PhD programs where Indic wisdom is integrated through pretty much everything: commerce, management, and psychology, education, and very soon we will also think about how artificial intelligence can be integrated into engineering through IKS. So these are some of the areas by which we are looking to see how Indic wisdom is integrated. Having said this, we are also having a lot of Indic projects, Indic knowledge projects. Up to the tune of about 25 to 30 lakhs of our projects are involved with really this integration of IKS, whether it is looking at unique temple traditions, architectures, psychology, integrating Bhagavad Gita through commerce and psychology. All these are some things that we are doing. In addition, we have mandatory courses of IKS, whether it is our own Gurudev's book, which is called Self-Unfoldment, or alternatively trying to get the pride of India, pride of Bharat, into many of our courses, which are mandatory for all our students. So these are ways in which we are bringing Indic wisdom. Now you may ask, what is all this and how is this going to really impact our students? Well, I can tell you one thing. Today, mental health issues are at a rise for our youth. I know you all are familiar with this. Some of you may be even thinking about how things like anxiety, depression, loss of hope, suicidal tendencies, you see all this happening to some of our youth. Now, this is a big concern for us at CVV, and it is actually through all this Indic wisdom that we think we can actually bring a change in society. So unlike other universities who focus upon really feeding children with enough knowledge that they can actually make a change in their living, as Gurudev would say, standard of living, we, on the other hand, we believe that in addition to standard of living, we need to show them how to live. And this is when Professor Ajay ji mentioned about Chinmaya values. So integration of Chinmaya values, integration of the pride of India, integration of all this through the courses is how we think that both the standard of life and standard of living is going to make a change and transformation in our youth today. And this is what is the uniqueness that we at CVV are bringing to our students. And I would encourage each and every one of you to go out there and explain this message about this importance of IKS and importance of IKS on how it is going to solve a lot of these mental health issues. So we at CVV actually give this training to our students from the first year onwards. We actually explain to them how our Indian psychology can help in really warding out a lot of these issues. We are giving training to them. So both IKS and this training of mental health is how we are looking to transform the youth of our school. What we are also doing is that we are conducting our own outreach through our students into outside through conferences. So we were the first to establish a national conference on Indian knowledge systems for the youth. We did that last year, and very soon the Ministry of Education of Government of India decided that this is something they need to follow up. And IIT Roorkee took it up last year, and again this year, May 15th to 17th, we are going to do this, where we will be talking about artificial intelligence and IKS. We will talk about commerce subjects, we will talk about integration psychology, we will actually talk about integration of science and architecture, of IKs and science and architecture. So all these things are how we are integrating IKS into the contemporary knowledge systems. So this is essentially what I wanted to convey to you. Thank you. Hari Om.
Thank you, Sunita. Thank you, Sunita ji. Now, we have covered most of the items from the senior leader, which are basically driving this whole thought. I got one more presentation, and we got Jayalakshmi with us, and I'll request her to show. So this is basically now what is currently happening, and then focusing a lot more on what the courses and the programs are which we are running. So, Sneha, over to you.
Hari Om. So, are you enjoying the journey with CVV till now? Good? Happy? Okay. So, it's a good thing when you come last, because everybody has spoken everything. I'm going to do a revision class basically. So, I'll just have indications in the presentation. I'll wrap it up quickly, but this is basically to bring the whole story together, that how are we delivering all of this that you have heard about, and how is it deliverable to the student. So I'm just going to run through the whole story again, and then the whole purpose of this presentation is because, like Ajay ji said at the beginning of this presentation, this is your university. We are all one family. Chinmaya Shankaram is essentially like a family event. We have all come together to celebrate Puja Gurudev, to celebrate Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya ji. Chinmaya University is a manifestation of his vision, and we all are working together to fulfill that vision. So as you go through the slides, you keep noting in your head where you can help us, how you can connect with us, and then come and reach out to us. The CVV stall is there, and we all are going to be here. But I'm starting with this rider so that you can keep noting it as you go. So we can move on into the slides. So the Chinmaya way. I have many Chinmaya students here, Vidyalaya teachers here. The Chinmaya ecosystem has been built over 50 years. CVV has a huge responsibility because we are the youngest baby in this ecosystem. We are just 7-year-old, we're in a 50-year-old ecosystem of K-12 education. So we have 300 centers across 29 countries. We have hospitals, we have schools, we have colleges, and that has been the Chinmaya way of transforming individual. And it's like it says, it's nurturing every student's journey to excellence. Next slide. So you have heard of the journey and the vision. So CVV, or Chinmaya Vishwa Vidyapeeth, was conceptualized in 2016. Today we are in the 108th Jayanti of Puja Gurudev. This CVV journey began in the birth centenary year, and 2016 is when it was conceptualized, and within 1 year, this was like a film movie at play. Within a year we got the approval on January 16, 2017, and there are more than 1,000 universities in India, 124 deemed universities and 7 de-novo institutions. CVV is one of those 7. We are very unique, and we got approval for a very specific purpose. Like Sunita ji said, the sutra in all of this is IKS, and it's not only IKS, it is blending it and leveraging it with CKS, which is a contemporary knowledge system. As you can see, we are approved by UGC, AICTE, we are part of All India Association of Universities, so we can take foreign students. Our students don't face any equivalency issues. And we are also aligned with NCT. We have unique integrated B.Ed programs. We have been a pioneering institution in that program, and we have approval from NCT. Next slide. So we call ourselves a university with a difference. What is so different about us? So I'm just indicating few points. Like Titiksha said in her elocution speech, we are dealing with Gen Z today. And Gen Z doesn't just want what we all grew with. They live in a very visual world. They're very competitive. So we want to provide globally competitive education in India, in Kerala, and make the student ready for the 21st century workforce. But while we do that, we want them to be rooted in the Indian ethos, be very rooted in who they are, have a very strong sense of self. A lot of mental health issues today is because we are seeking validation externally. We are not very confident as individuals, we are not very secure as individuals. Our family systems have broken. As a community, we don't come together. We live in the AI world, and most of us spend probably 12 hours at least on the phone. So there is a lot of impact to all of this, and that is what we are trying to change. So we want to provide globally competitive education rooted in Indian ethos while creating holistic, resilient individuals who can be great contributors to the society. In 7 years, CVV already has had students who have enrolled from more than 17 countries in the world across 30 states in India. So we are not a Kerala-based institution. We have had diverse student base even in a very short span of time. Next. So these are the campuses, like Ajay ji said, we have 2 campuses, one is in Ernakulam and one is in Pune. In Ernakulam, we have expanded, we started in Velenad, which is the birth home of Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya ji. We have grown to have a very vibrant city campus, a city facility in Variam Road, and now our grand 85 plus acre global campus, which is coming in Onakur, Lalita Vidya Pratishtanam. I'm sure all of you are aware that 12th is the inauguration, and all of you are invited to come and visit CVV on that day. Next slide. So I'm not going to repeat this because we have gone through a lot of it. Why do we choose CVV? The essence is what I said in the first slide. These are all the specifics. Everything that a student needs in terms of campus or placements or, competitive education, all of it is part of the ecosystem that we are creating at CVV. I'm not repeating it. Next slide. IKS academic implementation. I would like to add one point here. Sunita ji has elaborated on how we do it through courses, through mandatory courses, elective courses, as well as projects. Something very unique to the Chinmaya way of IKS is that many institutions are into IKS, and most of it is oriented towards Indic civilizational value. We are focusing not only on the external civilizational pride, but also on the internal, which is through self-unfoldment and through our own awareness of who we are. And that is very unique to Chinmaya Vision program, to Puja Gurudev's way of education itself. So that is very unique to CVV's way of implementing IKS. Next. Of course, Acharyas are the ones who are the foundation of a university. I can wish to create a great university, but if I don't have exceptional mentors and inspiring teachers, there is no way the student is going to stay in class. So CVV is very focused on bringing in diverse faculty from all over India and abroad. We have dedicated schemes where we are looking and scouting for professionals with expertise internationally and in India to come and teach our students as visiting professors or on full-time model. So nearly 75 to even 80% of our faculty are all PhD holders, because CVV gives a lot of importance to research even at an undergrad level. This is another thing which is very unique to CVV. I meet a lot of students when we go for school outreach, and even when you interact with college students. I think our students are very different on that front because they get a lot of exposure to research, to different kind of thinking at a very young age into their degree. Next. This is just a glimpse of the advisory council members who are helping shape this university, because we want to create a university with a difference, and if we don't have connect with the industry, if we don't know what the industry wants, that is not going to be possible. So we are very thankful to a group of exceptional people who are working with us to help us build this university. Next. We also, like Ajay ji indicated, we are trying to do a lot of internationalization to help our students get the advantage and become truly global citizens. So there are a lot of projects underway which we will come to you in future, but we do have a panel of distinguished visiting faculty. Annette Leonhardt, Professor Annette Leonhardt, Professor Roger Natarajan and Professor Craig Hassad have already come and they have done events with us through online mode. They are planning visits. Professor Annette had even visited the campus and met with the students and the faculty and conducted sessions for them. So we are doing a lot of work with international faculty to give our students that kind of global exposure. Next. Of course, we have a lot of partnerships with TCS, IBM. Like Sudhir ji said, we already have an IEEE student branch. Today, it is not about creating employees. It is about creating employers. It is about creating entrepreneurs. Gurudev's vision for CHIC was that he wanted CHIC to become entrepreneurs so that we build India together. CVV wants to fulfill that dream, and we are working with that vision in mind. Institutions Innovation Council is a very unique initiative even from government, where they encourage institutions to nurture entrepreneurs, to help them incubate ideas and lead it to successful products. So that is one of the things that we have. We also, in every program that we have, we are trying to tie up with foreign bodies or reputed organizations like ACCA UK or even American Academy of Financial Management, which are giving a lot of inputs into our curriculum and which help give the edge to our students. Next. This is just a quick indication of the placement process. I'm not going to go into it. We try to identify the career pathway for the student when they come into the system in the first year. We have a dedicated placement and internship cell which works with the student to identify that pathway and help them, whether it is higher education or it is entrepreneurship or is it to get a job. We help them throughout the degree so that by the time they are in their final year, whether it is in their communication skills or in their confidence or in their domain skills, our aim is to create strong professionals who can go and succeed in the world outside. Next. This is just to give you a quick brief of the programs. This is probably my last slide. So this is a quick brief into the different buckets of programs that we have. We did show you a few videos, but we have not been able to cover our entire gamut of programs. We had thought 1.5 hours would be enough, but I think the journey with CVV for you all is starting only now. Please come, know more about us. But I will walk you through the programs that we are offering for admission this year. Please recommend these programs to students who are in your own families. So we have BTech program, Sudhir Babuji has already spoken about it. We have the Computer Science and Engineering program, as well as very new age, unique branches which have huge potential in the market, AI/ML, data science, cyber security. We also, as many of you would know, VLSI is growing. India is into electronics in a huge way. The market is going to just boom. And students don't understand this. Everybody looks at only computer as an option for a career. Electronics and communications is a very upcoming field, and so is core engineering branch like mechanical engineering. Any industry professional is rooting for core branches, even though the market is promoting only the popular ones. So it is up to us to nurture that interest in a child so that they have a very strong foundation and can succeed in not just the normal areas of engineering. So these are the branches that we have. We are also launching BCA programs this year with very unique specializations. Our BCA programs are open to anybody from any stream, because NEP is all about liberalization of education. It has already been there abroad. India wants to become world class in every way, and this is one of those ways where you can be a commerce graduate, but you can still pursue technology and get a degree. We will offer the relevant bridge program so that the students get the required skills. We have BBA Honours program for students who are interested in business management and administration, with again very unique specializations, including port and supply chain, another very, very upcoming field globally. BCom Honours is a very popular program. This is one of the popular programs that CVV has. We have a 9-paper exemption. There are very few universities. We have a direct MOU with ACCA UK, and all our papers are integrated, and we have a 9-paper exemption for BCom Honours in ACCA. It gives a huge advantage to the student. Today, CA is of course there, but ACCA is globally accredited in more than 180 countries. So this gives you opening to jobs all across the world. Like Sunita ji pointed out, Indian psychology has a very natural alignment to, IKS and to the whole mental health issue that is there in the whole world. So we have a very strong BSc Applied Psychology Honours program. All our programs this year, other than the BCom program, are completely NEP aligned. So you can get the advantage of going directly into research. You can get into a 1-year master's and go into a PhD. All the advantages of national education policy will be available to a student who opt for these programs. We of course have a very strong Sanskrit department. Any any competition that our students go to, they win. What is the uniqueness of the Sanskrit program at CVV? It is not just a Sanskrit program, because we do a lot of contemporary input into the Sanskrit program, and we also train them to become teachers, to become translators. We have students, our own BA, MA Sanskrit students is now working with IIM Bangalore in their content development stream. We have students who are studying abroad, doing projects in NLP. So it's a huge field in Sanskrit, especially because IKS has now become a national issue for, the whole nation is working on IKS, and Sanskrit is a natural segue into that. We are the pioneering institution in Kerala to launch the integrated B.Ed program. The world is not going to function without teachers. We all complain about society, we all complain about education, but none of us probably wants our own child to become a teacher. Every time I go to a school and I say, oh, how many of you want to become teachers? And they're like, how are we going to create a good society if we don't have inspirational mentors? India's Gurukula system was rooted in acharyas who were so self-serving, who were so selfless to serve the society. So all of us have to come together to make teaching a very strong profession like BTech or any other profession, and that has to be a change in the mindset in society. CVV is one of the few institutions in the country other than IITs and RIE, etc., which offers an exceptional integrated teacher education program in maths and English. Another misconception is if you do the teacher education program, you have to become a teacher. You don't have to become a teacher. It gives you a whole gamut of opportunities in those spaces of English and maths that is, available to any student. It's a dual degree in one way. So that is why you get dual specialization while in an integrated model. It's not a dual degree, but it gives you dual advantage in a shorter period of time. We also have a very competitive MBA program that we are launching with multiple specializations, which is very suitable, again open to any undergraduate. We have an MCOM in finance and wealth management with integration with Chartered Wealth Manager program of American Academy of Finance Management. We have MSc programs in applied psychology as well as clinical psychology. The clinical psychology program has a hospital intervention integrated into it. So it's not that we are teaching theory. Every week the students go to the hospital and train with doctors so that they are ready to get the pulse of the patient when they graduate. Of course, like we showed you, we have a beautiful Naada Bindu campus where we are running master's program in classical music. And the top of the bucket is, of course, the doctoral programs. We have doctoral programs in all of these streams in full-time as well as part-time executive modes, where it is an interdisciplinary program. You can reach out to us and we can help you build your research proposal and guide you further. I think that covers the whole gamut of programs that we have. Next slide. Yeah, that's the end of the slide. So, rooted in heritage, reaching out to the future. This is Chinmaya Vishwa Vidyapeeth for you, and like I said, there is much more to know about the university. Come talk to us, and my name is Jayalakshmi. We'll be at the CVV stall. Please come and interact with us. We need your help to spread the word about the university as well as seek your skills and inputs to benefit our student. Thank you very much. Hari Om.
Thank you very much, Jayalakshmi. I'll now request all of my senior leaders to come forward. Please have a look at them again. We will be closing this session soon, but I'm pretty sure you have got a lot of questions and certainly suggestions. We are very open to them during the next couple of days. Now, talk to us, tell us, and we will take note of that, and then I'm ensuring you that we will implement whatever you are suggesting. We'll certainly look at it very carefully. And once again, I'd like to thank you all for coming here today, listening to us, and all the donors who are here, and I know 39,000 of you have made this possible for us. My very humble pranams to all of you. Okay. Hari Om. Hari Om.
We'll close the session with Shantipad. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ. Thank you.